In the Bible, in the book of Numbers, chapter 13, we read about the 12 spies who were sent out to spy the land of Canaan. These spies came back with some good news and some bad news. The good news was that this was a land flowing with milk and honey, bountiful blessings. But the bad news was this was a land occupied by giants. It appeared just too much to be able to conquer this land because of these strong people that lived there. In this chapter, chapter 13, we find Caleb trying to reassure the people. And I want you to hear his words in verse 30. Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, "We should by all means go up and take possession of it, for we shall surely overcome it." If you read through chapter 13 and on into chapter 14, you'll find that the 10 spies, though, with their report of the giants, had a big impact on the people of Israel. In fact, the people of Israel decided to go with that report, with that bad report. And they ended up spending 40 years wandering in the wilderness because of their lack of trust and faith in God as they went with the report of the 10 spies. In fact, let me read chapter 14, verses 6 through 9. Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, of those who had spied out the land, tore their clothes, and they spoke to all the congregation of the sons of Israel, saying, "The land which we passed through to spy out is an exceedingly good land. If the Lord is pleased with us, then he will bring us into the land and give it to us, a land which flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not fear the people of the land, for they shall be our prey. Their protection has been removed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them." If you read on into chapter 14, these 10 spies ended up dying by a plague. But in verse 38, we read these words, "Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh remained alive out of these men who went to spy out the land." They remained alive. And we only have to read verse 24. And what I want to focus on today, and to bring our encouragement from today, we have to focus on verse 24 to see why Caleb and Joshua are spared. In verse 24, "But my servant Caleb, because he had a different spirit and has followed me fully, I will bring into the land which he entered, and his descendants shall take possession of it." There's an interesting phrase there in describing Caleb, and it is this: "Because he followed me fully." That's encouraging. It's encouraging because it gives you and me hope that we can follow God fully. How did he do it? Well, this verse tells us by having a different spirit, by having a different attitude. Different from what? Different from who? Well, it was different from the other 10 spies who had a defeatist attitude, and it was different from all the rest of Israel who complained. It was because of this different spirit, this different attitude. God was able to use Caleb as a leader, as a servant, and Caleb goes on to live a fulfilled life. We might even say Caleb's life was a life of blessing because he had a different attitude. I want you to think today about how me and you can have this different attitude. Only he, Caleb, and Joshua were able to enter the land of Canaan. In fact, Caleb, we are told, he was given the land around Hebron as an inheritance, and his land didn't even experience war. God continues to offer fulfilled lives to those who have a different attitude. A different attitude that involves seeking God fully and following Him fully. I want to encourage you today to seek God, to trust Him, and to not just do it half-heartedly, but to do it fully, because God offers fulfilled lives to those who trust Him and seek Him fully.